Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
Looking at these faces, dodging is the least of my concerns. Okay, never mind. I've already gotten Yamcha'd in the face. Okay. Plan B. Hit him really hard, because that would require me to actually watch the show.
You are no match for a super...
I've got things to collect. I can't battle you at the same time. You know, real good question here. Why can't I just use the KO cannon and have done with it?
You know the definition of insanity, Kakarot, is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
This coming from the guy who keeps using his Gallic gun over and over? What? It was never supposed to be that big. Alright, back to this game, which I've had to play frickin' twice because of save and recording issues. But, yeah. I have now played this entire goddamn game all the way through and seen the depths of its aggravation. But we pick up where we left off, which I believe was here at the journey to Namek in the Ginyu Saga!
Vegeta!
Featuring Vegeta!
Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma arrive on Namek, only to discover
Completely without having to visit any other locations on the way. No fake Namek, no invisible spaceship. So yeah, just skipping over all the stuff involving Zarbon and Dodoria, and going straight to the Ginyu conflict. And we get to play as the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta! And if I am going to play as Vegeta, I need to think like a Vegeta!
Blah, 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 Prince of all blah, 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 Super Saiyans, blah, blah, blah.
Actually, yeah, no, that's a bad idea. Alright, Frieza soldiers right off the bat. All completely worthless! Like, I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, I think most of Frieza's soldiers weren't all killed until at least the point where Vegeta returned to the ship the second time. So yeah, foot soldiers shouldn't be completely out of place by now. Granted, if we're talking about things being in the right place, shouldn't be any conflict with any other character until they meet with the Ginyu Force. Beat 'em up style video game has to take some liberties. Oh, we've got a red one over here. Is he 3 times faster? Ow! My pride! Yeah, I don't remember what, because I had to play this game a couple of times between recording sessions. Can't remember which upgrades I picked up when in relation to others. So, just for the record, my current set of upgrades are the special move, the teleport, and the uppercut. Which isn't a lot compared to where I was when I ended this frickin' game, because I ended this game already, but no, I can't say that it's over because I've had to start over again. Dragon, rock dragon, Dragon Ball. Yeah, that's another thing. Like I said, I didn't start on Dragon Ball until it started airing on Toonami. So I'm mostly familiar with the original Funimation dub / the Ocean Group dub that it had bled into. Because it's an interesting thing for anyone a little bit too frickin' young, is that when Dragon Ball Z was originally airing in America back in the mid-late 90s to 2000s, we only had, for the longest time, the Ocean Group dub, voiced by all the Canadian actors, before Funimation would ultimately take over responsibilities for the series from then on out. And it was kind of weird because I can't remember the exact reasons, the Ocean Group only had access to about 50 or 60 some episodes. For the longest time, we only had like that many episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and then it would end and just return to the beginning of the Saiyan Saga, where we fight Raditz on Earth again. For the longest time, no one knew what the heck happened after Goku landed on planet Namek. Until, again, it started airing on Toonami, and Toonami gave us the a more complete dub finished by Funimation. And as the original Funimation dub was, and the Ocean Group dub that it spawned from, it was, it had a certain way of working. But, yeah, I hear you, Hidden Day. It was...
I'm trying to think and fight at the same time. These things do not mix. All right, now that that is finished.
You know, as far as dubs go, this was back during a time where dub was kind of a loose descriptive term for what was actually done with the series. It was more just... It was slightly more of a complete Americanized rewrite, or English rewrite, I don't know. Even so, one of the things that I really personally remember about the old dubs, who was voicing who before suddenly Funimation took over? Like, before we had Chris Sabat as Vegeta and Piccolo, it was, Piccolo was voiced by Scott McNeil, and Vegeta was voiced by Brian Drummond. And God, Vegeta's Brian Drummond.
Uh-oh, he landed right in the water hazard.
Whew boy. I just... It seems so weird to me because, again, I grew up with this very specific odd culmination of a series dub. I just can't think about Vegeta at this period in the series without hearing Brian Drummond's voice. I am the Prince of all Saiyans! And specifically while he's wearing this kind of Saiyan armor. What is the point of being able to do that? Like, when I'm not locked on to something, it's just like, why am I allowed to vanish and not freaking go anywhere? More fun if I was allowed to actually make some distance vanishing. Instead, it's just like, oh, I guess that could be used as a dodge, but again, at that point, you'd be locked onto something and therefore could vanish to a location closer to your opponent to actually hit them in the face. I'm gonna wait to take on any combo attacks until later, because frankly, it's just like, yes, it's nice to be able to have much longer combos that actually smack the enemies pretty hard and much harder as you get on through the game. But it's just like, the point is you want these because you can use these for things other than just, well, I mean, key attacks specifically are better for non-battle things. Melee attacks are good for battle things that actually, you know, accomplish something different other than just hitting the enemy more. Quick recovery, flight speed, faster key charge, key sense, I can leave that till later, and then we'll get all this other stuff. Because, yeah, key sense just basically adds enemy locations to the Dragon Radar, which I can understand why that might be useful in some situations, but to be perfectly frank, you'll always be meeting enemies in groups anyway, and most of the time there will be some indicator showing where they are off screen, so I just want to get all the different utilities that are just more useful up front. Raccoon!
You're playing with the big boys now.
Oh, yeah? The power level of 40,000? Alright, I'll beat your head in, Raccoon. Not that there's much in there to beat into. But first, let me finish collecting this stuff. Wait, I'm still missing one. Oh! The heck was that? Your eraser gun, or whatever it's called. Was it called Raccoon Eraser Gun, right? The point is, it stinks. And I don't want it. Ow, 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 ow. That is my maneuver! Yeah, eventually he'll stop doing that every time I teleport at him.
Oh yeah, teleport definitely makes things quicker, at the very least. For the better or worse. It means that I can get up close to him and just either kick or get kicked in the face.
Stop that, stop that, stop that! That's my maneuver! Let me show you how it's done! Okay, ow, 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 okay. I get it, I was doing it wrong. You won't kick me in the face every time!
I think it's time to finish.
And I have a lot more ki by now if I had actually paid attention and collect that last capsule like I should have. Oh yeah, here's something I discovered during my previous playthroughs. Being in the air against these lummoxes completely breaks their AI. Or they can do that and just completely miss. Wanna try that again, Raccoon? Okay, he tried it again, and it worked.
Don't ever underestimate a Super Saiyan.
You're not a Super Saiyan, though, Vegeta, and I get that you can't. This was that point in the series at which you were constantly waffling on about that. Yeah, and it was at this exact point in the series, I think, right there. Like he hits Raccoon in the chest right there, and from every episode from that point forward was done by Funimation. At least in America. I can't fucking make... I can't make any claims about what it was like in other countries. Actually, I recall after the fact that Ocean Group did pick up dubbing the series again, I think... No. Don't save my game until the end of the session. Don't make that mistake the same twice. But they did pick it up at some point during the Android saga. In other countries. But, no, for America, it was Funimation all the way from that point forward forevermore. Wait a minute. 95,000. I'm gonna have to assume that that's their combined power level, because if each of them is that power level compared to Raccoon, whose power level was 40,000? Yeah, no. That ain't right. Raccoon is supposed to be like the second strongest of the Ginyu Force. Oh, yeah, that's not freaking fair. It's like I'm caught in the middle of an animation right when they do that. Okay, that I can kind of understand. But when the other guy comes into it and does it... off from off screen where I can't lock onto him. You gonna do it again? Yep, there. Bust off, blue boy. I'm punching the red guy in the face. Oh, now you're interrupting and making it your turn? Fine, we'll do that. Make it your turn proper. Ow. Why are you throwing the big ball of energy at me? I'm pretty sure the Crusher Ball was Jace's maneuver. Crusher Ball was Jace's maneuver, not yours. You're the speed guy. You're blue, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be fast. Oh, now they're doing their combined, purple tornado thingy attack? I can't remember what it was. Okay, why did I teleport right into that? Although it does seem odd to me, the big blue one, who is big and bulky, is the speed character, while the red one is... I guess... I don't know. I mean, I get the red-only, blue-only sort of theming with these characters, but what I don't get is the theming of the big one, who is the blue one, is the fast one, while the small red one is the, I guess, the powerhouse of the duo, presumably. Like, I don't know the individual power levels of all the Ginyu Force outside of this game. Or if there is an official power level chart for these things. Not that it ever frickin' matters. Oh, come on! Stop doing that! Why are you doing that again? Stop. Oh my god, again! What is your frickin' deal? Far be it from me to question Toriyama's choice of design and characterization for these guys.
Jace escaped! You'd better find him before he causes more trouble!
Oh no, Jace got away.
Overwhelming attack, and Berter crumbled before their combined force. But
Combined force. Well, I mean, to be fair, Goku did all the damage. All Vegeta did was come in and break his neck. Alright, so now we gotta go get your Dragon Balls back and stop Ginyu and all that stuff. But first, gotta check around for more Z coins. You start off at the highest point and have to work your way down. Now granted, I can't get over to where the Z coins that are high up are until I've done all these fights. And these guys deflate like the frickin'... Oh, we got a green one over here. Can I punch you in the schnoz? Oh, I did not want to see the inside of your hair. Are we done? I want to fight strong enemies. That's all I ever want to do, because I'm Goku, because I want to just fight strong enemies and just keep fighting and fighting more stronger enemies all the time instead of, you know, taking any sort of responsibility for the fact that all this stuff is super strong. All these super strong enemies that I want to fight might destroy the universe or whatnot. Yeah, I haven't fully watched Dragon Ball since Z, like I said, and then, you know, even then, it's just like, I've only ever watched the old Funimation dub. But that doesn't mean that I'm completely blind or deaf or whatnot to the obvious character assassination that comes from Dragon Ball Super onward. Just like, come on. You cannot tell me that this is the same, that the Goku from Super is the same one who was constantly talking all about how we gotta have this responsibility for the world and whatnot. At the end of Dragon Ball Z. Now granted, I take issues with the progression of Dragon Ball Z in the first place. You know, it's just like the whole, we're all building up to this great legendary Super Saiyan stuff. And then by the end of Z, we have multiple different Super Saiyan forms, multiple different characters who are Super Saiyan, children who are Super Saiyans, and human-built robots that are stronger than Super Saiyans. Like, they just... Move on to the final arena with Captain Ginyu.
The Z Warriors will have to fight for their lives.
No, they won't. They'll just have to let Goku do everything the way that they always do. Power level of 120,000. Ow! Don't do that. I want a genuine challenge. Not just punching things in the face until they fall down. Which is another problem with Dragon Ball Z as a whole, with the whole power leveling nonsense. Is just like, if a character's abilities didn't match their power level, it's just like, it didn't matter what kind of techniques that they had. It's just like, you couldn't freaking beat someone with a higher power level than you. And the whole power level scaling, and everyone's just got, you know, Saiyans kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger and forever, and it's just like, no other character had any, didn't matter if any other character had any kind of different utilities than the main characters. The fact was, the Saiyans were so ridiculously overpowered that there was no beating them anyway. Like, it didn't matter that that characters like Krillin and Frieza had those techniques that could slice characters in half. Well, I mean, for Frieza, it sort of did. But it never mattered for Krillin, because he could never hit anything with it. And the one time that he did, it didn't work anyway, because his power level was so significantly low compared to Cell's. Quit going underground, I want to punch you. Like that. Don't do a frickin' pose on me. Do an attack. Incidentally, that's something I'm kind of aggravated about. With regards to the way that techniques are worked and end up... Hello? What? Where am I? Oh, I love game bugs. Okay, oh yeah, I just had to vanish again to bring me back. And now get Kamehameha in the face! See how you like it. But what was I trying to say? Yeah, because all the characters have to share the same techniques, you can't get any useful individual technique. It's just like, yeah, Goku has the Kamehameha and the garlic gun for Vegeta. But what about other techniques like the Kaioken? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to use that during this game? Now, granted, considering how they ultimately end up treating the Super Saiyan transformations later in the game, I'm not sure that the Kaioken would have been any good anyway. Yeah, his base power without the Kaioken is 23,000. Kinda unfortunate.
You want me to fight you? I can fight you on my own terms, but first let me collect all the shit in this level.
Also, yeah, I get that Vegeta changed his armor at this point because his previous armor got damaged during the battle with the Ginyus, but he was stuck with... I don't think he didn't get the one with the straps over the shoulders until the Android Saga. It just begs the question, where did he get that in the first place? I'm trying to remember, because I think he dropped having the sand armor that he had during the Frieza Saga at some point before the Android Saga. But where did he get the new threads from? And it's also kind of ridiculous how Ginyu, despite admiring and taking Goku's body, didn't have a frickin' clue on how to use it. He doesn't know how to sense power levels, doesn't use Kaioken, doesn't know how to frickin' do any of his specific techniques that made him that much better than him in the first place. It's just like he saw... He basically just saw, oh, he has a higher power level than me, I'm just gonna take that for myself. Without having a vague understanding at all of how any of the power that he had works.
Let go of me, Kakarot!
Give me your best shot.
Ginyu Rock, Genku.
Your best shot. Nonsense.
Give me a moment, I'm trying to think! By God, you are useless. Alright, I'm done thinking.
And thus ends the tale of the Ginyu Force. Oh yeah, Frieza's voice in the Ocean Group dub was also something to behold. Specifically some of the lines that his character had.
Having these balls makes me feel something that resembles joy, I think. I want to caress them.
Oh, right. Escort mission.
Let's get going.
Great.
Kid, you're flying out in the middle of the open, that's not a good idea! Kid, what are you reacting to? Nothing's... Oh, leave the boy alone. If anyone's going to kill him, it'll be me later on when I'm done with him.
Good grief. Lost so much health already. Freaking hell. Sorry. Hiffle. Phil. Kid, get out of the way.
We must protect Dende. He's the only one.
What do you think I'm trying to do, woman?
Actually, where was Bulma during all this? I can't remember. I think she was sitting on a rock somewhere or in a cave? I can't remember. Bulma had to be pretty useless throughout most of the early series. It's like, yes, she figured out how to use the scouter to gauge everyone's power levels. And how long did that remain useful? 5 seconds before it broke? It's like so often everyone would just power up so high that the frickin' scouters couldn't frickin' keep up. And eventually the whole concept of scouters and what they do in regards to being able to track power levels anyway became ultimately irrelevant. Granted, there was also this idea that the whole scouters weren't really ever meant to be a whole and the whole power level things were never really meant to be a true gauge of a person's strength in the first place. And then there was the whole Android Saga, which made the ability to even sense ki at all and gauge his character's strength, again, even further pointless. But, it's just like, once again, the moment you introduce the idea of being able to numerically gauge someone's strength, it kinda ends up falling apart the longer you keep going with it. Especially during the Android Saga, where it was all about, absorb all the energy and absorb characters' energy, and it's just like you become that much better anyway. No need to learn, no need to train, just take energy and make it your own. Now, granted, I can kind of understand why that ultimately became a thing. It's just like, how much time do you have to train to get up to the strength level required to face off against certain opponents?
I am trying, woman!
The more I think about all of these little issues that I take with this series, the more I start to realize exactly why I was so friggin' sick of it. sick of even watching Dragon Ball Z in the first place. It's like, what's the point in watching when everyone has... When all these characters have super, mega, ultima high power levels that are so far beyond measure that it's just like... And stay down! I said stay down! Ow! I said stay down! Once again, everything's so high up. Needlessly so. Just making my progression through the level that much more of a problem.
You leave him alone. If anyone's going to kill him, it's me, and later, once I have my immortality. You get that? Granted, once I have my immortality, all of you are going to die. But why waste my time waiting until then when I can kill you all here and now? Oh, no you don't! Leave my magical wish-granting child alone!
Alright, I think I'm high enough now. I can go back to the level and start collecting all those Z-coins and whatnot that I missed. Because that's just the sort of thing that you have to do in this game. You can't just fly straight up. No, no, no. You gotta jump and then fly from there. Great level design. Even then, these landscapes are amazingly boring. Just the blue islands and the green sea and the matte painting in the background. Okay, I see. That's where the last of the stuff is. Alright, fine. I'll go to the shop. Then we'll move on to the arena where things will change up.
Don't let them hurt Dende!
More of this. What the fuck? Okay, I don't remember Frieza soldiers being able to call on UFOs.
You gotta get up to get down! And I'm gonna get you real down, if you know what I mean. Like, 6 feet under.
What the fuck? No time for river dancing, Vegeta.
Gohan uses the Namek
Right.
Dragon Balls to wish Piccolo back to life. And with the return of
And all this during the time where Vegeta was taking a nap.
Elder Guru's life expires under the strain
Would
of
be a real dick move to die right this very instant. And there I go. Great. We get to fight him. Here and now.
I can take him. I am a Super Saiyan after all! Stop frickin' blocking for a change and just let me hit you. Really? Even at that range and how short you are, you still can't hit me? I thought my aim was awful. And you're still doing it!
Honestly, this is such a do this to waste time sort of battle. I don't even know why I'm trying. Just keep going. Oh, okay, yeah, that hurt. God, it's just like in the parody. It's like, how do you control these things? Apparently you don't, because you can't aim worth shit. Okay, now you can.
It's like the moment I insult you, you actually start trying, huh?
Oh my god. Emperor of the universe, ladies and gentlemen.
the evil tyrant undergoes the first of 3 powerful transformations.
The first one being basically just get bigger. Now, the only real question is, does being bigger actually make your aim any better?
I think it's time to finish this.
Oh, well, certainly means that you have bigger things to throw at me.
But it also means you're a bigger target, Frieza! Oh, wait, I didn't think about that one. Okay, maybe your aim hasn't improved. Huh. Guess I'm safe up here then. I'm gonna have a snack. Or a drink. One or the other. Done having a fit down there, Frieza? No? Alright.
This game is intelligently designed, ladies and gentlemen. It must be. If this is the best Frieza can offer. Christ alive. This is pathetic!
Oh, you're finally done? You finally give up? You big oaf! Can't reach my Super Saiyan power!
Whatever, can't complain. I mean, I'd like to complain because of how utterly pathetic that entire battle was. If you can even call it a battle, we're just skipping straight to the Super Saiyan stuff already. And we're not even going to go over the fact that he tried to use a Spirit Bomb and it failed. We're just going to go straight to Super Saiyan Rage Explosion.
Will his Super Saiyan strength be enough to stop the most powerful villain the universe has ever known?
Well, we have only 5 minutes, or what was it? 12, 13 episodes? I don't remember. A lot of frickin' episodes, more than the 5 minutes worth of battle could fit into to find out. And Frieza's power level is 12 million? Yeah, Super Saiyan transformations in this game are kind of irritating. They give you a great big power buff, obviously, but they drain so freaking fast, and in order to recharge them, you have to keep building up more melee combos, successful melee combos, I think, in order to get that sort of power boost back. The problem is, most of the enemies that you would use this strength against are the kind that would barely take any damage at all without it, and take far too much with it. Yeah, see, in this form, I'm barely doing anything to him. Like, I get it as a game mechanic, but within the potential reality that the series actually operates under, this would be ridiculous. That he would just lose his Super Saiyan strength because he wasn't punching you enough times. No please. No please. Good thing I have Sensi Beans. And I can't carry more than 3 for some reason. I've been to the next dimension. It's actually kind of fun. Maybe I should send you there. Yeah, his death saucers of kill everything, which doesn't really kill anything until it actually hits himself. Now I can charge my key. Now I'm gonna have to recharge up to my Super Saiyan form again. Assuming that I can't somehow beat him without it, which I seriously doubt. Yeah, just keep throwing your energy pizzas. It's going to work eventually, maybe. Or not. Yeah, there we go, finally. Yeah, of course, it's all a Pyrrhic victory because Goku got killed in the explosion.
Or did he?
Goku on Yard Rat.
Yeah, because apparently this has to be a thing that's actually part of the saga that we have to do, rather than, as it was in the original series, little more than a frickin' footnote.
And now, as he prepares to embark on the long and difficult journey home, he must put those skills to the test.
Fighting techniques. As far as I recall, the only thing the Yardrashans taught Goku was the instant transmission. And I don't know what else they're even good for beyond that. But apparently, they also have a warrior among their rank who happens to be a power level of 14 million, which makes him stronger than Frieza, which, power levels are bullshit. Not only do they kind of sort of matter, but also don't, depending on character technique and the like. But they're also just, like, stupid high for no discernible reason. Other than, oh, we like to have numbers that we can throw around into statistics and whatnot. And honestly, again, that's just numbers for the sake of having numbers. Justify, oh, this character is stronger than another or whatnot and all that stuff. I feel like that's kind of garbo in Dragon Ball Z in general, especially with its general progression over time to the point where it's just like, we'll throw out even the general numerical measure of freaking power levels in the first, as it ended up being. What am I trying to say? It's like, ultimately, it's just like, why do they even bother having numerical values for people's power levels in the first place if they're just going to abandon them? Granted, at that point, they got so freaking high that measuring them within the standards that they had been measuring them up to that point is just completely impossible. By the end of the saga, by the end of Dragon Ball Z, what is the maximum power level anyone achieved? Like 8 quadrillion or something? It's like, at that point, just say, oh, he has a power level of 200 of thousands of bajillions of stuff. It's like, give me a break. Meanwhile, most Earthlings, to my knowledge, never even came close to the 1,000,000 mark. Hi, can I punch you, please? I don't care about your little friends, I care about you, because you're the one with the big health bar that I need to bring down. And yet, despite having a higher power level than Frieza, I'm somehow still making more of a dent in his power level without turning Super Saiyan than I was against Frieza. And now that I am Super Saiyan, oh yeah, now that I am Super Saiyan, you just go down like a freaking bitch. Good grief. And that's that! It's just like, why have a level dedicated to Yardrat? Anyway, I'm freaking done for now. This game, like Dragon Ball Z, it just goes on and on and on. We'll have to figure out what the future of Trunks and all the Android saga beyond it is like in the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z Sagas.